Welcome to the Pathmonk Presents podcast. My name is Sean Donnelly Lewis, and I'm really excited about our episode today. Today, I'm talking with David Terkosky, and he is the CRO at Sparkfly.com. David, how's it going?
It's doing great, Sean. Thanks for letting me join you today. Appreciate it.
Sparkfly. I could guess what you guys are about, but I will let you just tell us all about what you guys do.
Well, Sparkfly is about a 10-year-old company. We have a female founder, Catherine Tabor, who 10 years ago was working with Coca-Cola and some other large companies. And the issue of how do you track coupons and how to make sure you get good attribution and understanding of who's using those coupons and try to use that to help drive additional growth in your business. She realized there was a gap between the distribution of coupons, and then as digital was coming online, saw how quickly and rapidly digital coupons could then even evolve. And so she built a platform that allows customers to distribute offers, promotions, coupons through a platform that are totally trackable and allow us and our customers to get attribution for who's using them, what are they purchasing, what messaging did they use, so they can understand how most effectively to communicate to their customers and to understand the true performance or results of all their marketing campaigns.
Wow, very cool. So this sounds like, do you guys, sounds like you could work with a lot of different companies. Do you guys mainly work with big companies or small companies?
Yeah, we have a range. We work with restaurants and retailers. So some of the restaurant names you might recognize are people like Chipotle. On a very national scale, we work with Great Clips, the haircut company. So there are 4,500 salons across North America. So, and then our smallest customer is actually 20 location restaurant that is in rapid growth mode. And so we look for both mature companies who have a true vision of how they want to grow their company, and small companies who we can come in and partner with them to help them grow and be more successful and accelerate their growth.
Very cool. And so you said that when was the company started? Did you say 20 years ago?
10 years ago.
10 years ago. So yep. Growing the business is obviously something. How have you been able to grow the business? Is it through digital marketing, inbound, SEO, referrals?
We do all of the above, as you can imagine. For us, initially it was your traditional cold call, go out there and convince somebody that a small company can support them and make them successful. And, we were honored to get Chipotle as one of our early stage customers about 5 years ago, and became the core foundation for their full digital innovation. So it gave us a lot of insight and understanding to how companies were looking at digital on a broader perspective. And we, of course, use them as a referral significantly. We have a website that we have continued to evolve because we don't want to just sell you a product. We want to partner with you and share knowledge. So we like to think of ourselves as much of a consultant to our customers as we do as a product provider, because the platform's only as good as the ability to leverage it. And we want to make sure you maximize that capability.
And staying on the website for a second, what would you say is the strength of the website? Is it the ability to convert visitors, the quality of the leads you're able to get, the user experience? What would you think?
I would say today it is user experience in regards to the amount of information that's available for people who are truly seeking to understand digital and marketing and the offer and promotion process. So, we have a lot of white papers, case studies. We put together some evaluation components to allow customers to go in and fill out questionnaires to figure out where they're at in their own process and potentially give them hints or ideas on things they might consider doing next to continue to grow their business. So, we're trying to be informative, helpful, consultative. And yes, we do like to use it to get leads from those people who look at those documents. So we do use it as a lead generation source.
And so a website is usually a work in progress. If you were to be critical for a moment, what would you say is the place where you could improve the website? Would it be the conversions? Would it be the leads, or would it be the user experience?
I think it would be more on the leads and conversions, and we have a team right now that's trying to optimize and do more SEO and other work on the website. So we admit we have a ways to go. And as a small company, as often smaller companies do early on, we built what we thought was the essentials, and we continue to evolve the platform over time.
And coming back to what you guys offer, the service you guys offer for all the people listening, what would you say is, yeah, what do you guys do differently? How do you guys set yourself apart from the other people that occupy the same space?
Well, I think number one is thought leadership. So again, we want to help our customers. So we're not there just to show you how to use the platform, or talk to you if you have an issue or a problem. We're there to ideate. So a lot of our customers, in fact, all of our customers, we at minimum have a weekly call, because we have a customer success manager for each customer. And we're talking to them about what's going on, what's happening in their business, any new ideas. We participate with large companies like Chipotle on a daily basis almost, and we're involved in their strategic planning and ideation processes. So I think the way we differentiate ourselves is not just being a platform with fixed capabilities, but a platform that looks on how customers are looking to expand and figure out how we can be a key piece of that expansion for them.
Very cool. Thinking about, well, since you're the chief of revenue, I just wanted to pick your brain about some different things that come up. So if you're all right with it, I'm thinking, what would be the biggest challenge when it comes to revenue when I say the word innovation?
I think the biggest issue with that is getting customers to understand how rapidly the marketplace is evolving, and therefore the need for flexibility in the choices they make. So there's a lot of platforms out there that are reasonably stagnant. We early on, of course, integrated into a large number of point of sale systems, because they're basically monolithic animals that trying to make a change or to innovate with are difficult long term. And it's like building highways. They do all the study, and by the time they build the new highway, it's already overpopulated because they didn't plan ahead. They built for today. And so from our perspective, our goal is to help people to think about what the highway needs to look like 2 years from now, and help them map out paths to get there, and flex our capabilities to help them get there.
Very good. And staying in the same kind of theme, what would be the biggest challenge in revenue when it comes to actual ROI, return on investment?
Well, for us, being a SaaS-based platform, once we've got the core platform built. So, we do work with customers to have them help fund new features that are particular for their business. But from a revenue perspective, I think part of the battle is trying to drive the value for your product into the marketplace against other competitors who maybe have lesser capabilities but use the same buzzwords as you do. So for us, return on investment is always a focus. As I tell our customers, my job is to maximize their revenue so they're willing to pay us more for it. And that's really the focus we take with our customers.
And just kind of thinking, I'm going to make it really hard. If you could focus on one thing to improve revenue, would it be the road mapping? Would it be the actual planning phase, the growth initiatives, maybe even the market messaging or the reporting? Which one of those areas do you feel like is the most important?
I think, again, we continue to work on messaging. So I think messaging is probably the most critical piece for us. We don't fit into a magic quadrant per se. There's not an offer management platform magic quadrant on Gartner or some of these other places. So it's really the messaging that allows people to understand the significance of managed acquisition of customers, that allows them to fund and fuel things like loyalty and other initiatives that seem to be buzzwords and have kind of this shiny object position in the marketplace right now. So yeah, I would say messaging is probably continues to be our biggest point of focus.
I just want to switch gears here for a second and talk about you as a leader. What kind of content do you consume to help educate yourself and grow as a person and as a professional?
Well, I'm a blog reader, a newsfeed reader. So, all of the national restaurant publications, the retail newsletters, the magazines, of course, LinkedIn feeds. So anything that's associated with our industry that might impact or touch what we do, I try to consume. And needless to say, that is an overwhelming scenario today because there's so much out there to consume. So part of it is also selecting what has the greatest capabilities. I do like to sit into adjacent area podcasts or other presentations to understand how they're viewing the market and how they are approaching the customers that are common customers that we would be approaching, just to help fine tune our message and help to fine tune our business approach to these customers.
Very cool. And just right, so we're slowly coming to the end, but we're not there yet. We talked about it before the show. I said the rapid fire section is the high point. A lot of people love the rapid fire. So David, I would love to just hit you with these questions.
All right, here we go.
The beard ready? Is the beard ready?
The beard is ready. Absolutely.
Okay. David, what was the last book that you read?
Well, I actually am a very avid recreational reader myself. So after consuming business stuff all day, I like to sit down to a novel and read. So actually, I'm right in the middle of the Michael Conley Lincoln Lawyer series. But in 2020, I read 30 plus books. So I am just a read to unwind kind of guy.
Very cool. Very, very good. Very healthy. Good way to unwind. What's the single focus that your company is focused on the most at the moment?
I think the biggest focus for us right now is, the 2020 was a slow time for us with the primary focus of our business being restaurant oriented. The restaurants struggled significantly in 2020 and pulled back on their capital expenditure. So for us, it's revitalizing the pipeline. It's working and getting those customers reactivated, qualifying which ones are most likely to move when so that we can effectively grow our revenue here in 2021.
If there were no boundaries in technology, what would be the one thing you'd want to have fixed for your company today?
For us, we are actually in the middle of converting from a hosted service to the AWS cloud. So I'd love to get that completed and knocked off to finalize the ability for us to grow and expand more rapidly than our current infrastructure is set up to do.
What's the one thing that kept you awake at night about your company? Or what's the last thing rather?
Well, I think for me, keeping me awake at night is really making sure that we are taking good care of our customers and good care of our employees. This has been a testing time over the last year, and when things are happening, I'm somewhat older in the company, but with young families and children and trying to manage at-home school and try to be dynamic and remote for our company, those are still the things that I think keep me up at times and keep me focused.
If you were to start let's just say your professional journey over, what would be the one piece of advice you give yourself?
I think early on in my career, for sure, I was more of a talker than a listener. And I think that's true in new situations. We have a tendency to want to show our knowledge and at times maybe not stop and listen as well as we should. So I think in any case, for me, it is making sure that I'm listening, clarifying, appreciating what other people are providing in a discussion so that I can myself use that to understand more and to grow more.
All right, everyone, that was David Terkosky from sparkfly.com. Check out what they're doing online. David, thanks a lot for being on the show today with us. But we do give our guests the last word. So if someone forgets everything that we talked about, why don't you just sum up everything that we talked about? Good luck. Yeah. Or if we forgot something, feel free to just go for it.
Again, I mean, not specific to Sparkfly, but in keeping with the discussion, I think companies right now are feeling pressure to move forward and implement new things, especially in the digital realm. And my piece in this is always slow down enough to make sure you build the foundation, because the house is only as strong as the key core pieces you put into place. Build in flexibility so that if some piece that you choose doesn't work as well as you'd like it to, you have the flexibility within your other core infrastructure to switch to something else that helps drive your business success.
Great. Thanks for being on the show, David.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you, Sean.